I posted a video back in November of 2023 about the new Ghost Recon and some things that I hope we see in the new Ghost Recon game, whether they be returning features or new features. And I also talked about things that I did not want to see in the new game. It's crazy to me that that was almost 2 years ago, and here we are, still talking about the new Ghost Recon game, with honestly a lot of mystery and not a whole lot of details about what it's going to be like. So I figured enough time has passed, maybe too much time, and I wanted to come back and evaluate what we know, what we don't know, and what our thoughts might be about the new Ghost Recon game that may or may not be releasing in fall of next year. So let's start with what we know. We know that the new Ghost Recon game, codenamed Project Over, has had a lot of rumors swirling around it for quite some time. Honestly, the list of what we know is pretty small, and a lot of it is either leaks, so you don't know if you can fully trust it, or it's just pure rumor. So what we have heard so far is that this new Ghost Recon game is supposed to be going into internal alpha basically right now. Insider Gaming posted an article in June of this year talking about how this new Ghost Recon game is supposed to enter an internal alpha in fall of 2025, which is right now. And according to the sources from Insider Gaming, the time frame between the internal alpha and final release could take around 12 months. So as of right now, the expected release date would be fall of next year. Now, in a report from March 2024, Insider Gaming reported that this next Ghost Recon game would be taking a more military simulation or milsim approach, which for me honestly sounds like a positive change. I'm a big fan of milsim games. I like more realistic tactical shooters, and I feel like generally the Ghost Recon community does as well. And I feel like a lot of the Ghost Recon community actually takes steps and makes efforts and sometimes even mods to make the game more difficult or more realistic or more tactical. So I definitely think that will be a welcome change as long as it's pulled off correctly. But ultimately, I think it comes down to what their interpretation of a milsim approach really is. Now, this next point is where it gets a little fuzzy for me because I don't know if this is confirmed, and I also don't know if it means that this will be the only option. But Insider Gaming reported that the new Ghost Recon game will be in a first-person perspective. Now, if you're familiar with the Ghost Recon franchise, it started out as a first-person game, and in my opinion, almost too much of a first-person perspective because you couldn't even see your gun. All you had was a crosshair. But with games like Future Soldier and Wildlands and Breakpoint, I believe Advanced Warfighter also had a third-person over-the-shoulder perspective. It shifted into a third-person perspective with the option to go first-person when you ADS, ultimately having a core third-person design. Now this one I'm a little torn on because I can completely understand why they would shift to first-person. Because one, it's a major gameplay change. It's where they started. And I also feel like generally first person is probably more of like a milsim-esque approach. Even though technically games like Arma do offer third person perspectives, which is where my opinion ultimately comes from, is I feel like we should have the flexibility to choose between first person and third person. Obviously, I know that's more work for them, but with Wildlands and Breakpoint and Future Soldier, to suddenly shift to only having first person, I feel like would be a negative thing, in my opinion. Plus, if I'm being completely honest, I'm a sucker for tactical milsim dress up, and I thoroughly enjoy seeing the outfits and the kits and the gear that my character is wearing. Some of the most popular mods that I see are camo replacements and gear replacements to spruce up the look of your character. So I don't think I'm alone in saying that it would be pretty disappointing to not have that character customization and an opportunity to see all those cosmetics that you work so hard to unlock. Hold please, my wife is calling. So yeah, I won't go on about that, but ultimately I feel like third person, at least having the option between third and first person would be good. But obviously that all depends on what style of game we're going for. I don't know if they're doing another open world concept. I don't know if it's going to be more linear. We honestly just don't know. So that may determine some things as well. As far as the setting of this new game goes, from what I've read, it's supposed to be a sequel to Breakpoint, so we should still have at least some of the same characters. I don't know if you'll play as Nomad again, but really the only details I've seen is that it will focus on what they're calling the fictional name in war. As far as any details about that, I honestly don't know. Insider Gaming says that they were sent some footage under the condition that it was not made public, so we don't have that footage. And from what they said in their article, they said it is a game somewhat similar to the Modern Warfare series or something akin to the tactical shooter Ready or Not. Now, I will say that I feel like that should be a positive thing. Modern Warfare 2019, like the first new Modern Warfare game, I thought was awesome. I really liked the story, the gameplay, but with them also comparing it to Ready or Not, that definitely perks my ears up as far as being tactical, immersive, and more realistic. Ready or Not is honestly one of my favorite tactical shooters. So that does have me interested to see if anything has changed between March 2024 when they reported this and now. So like I said, as far as when the game will be released or unveiled or announced, we don't really know. Honestly, if the game is launching fall of next year, I would have expected some sort of announcement by now. So that is a little concerning, but honestly, they might just be keeping it under wraps to make a shocking announcement. I don't know. But ultimately, I am very interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see how the game actually turns out. Obviously, worst case scenario, it somehow gets canceled, but I don't see that happening with how much work they've clearly already put into it. It's really going into an alpha. It should be being tested, so it should be in a hopefully somewhat stable state and playable state. So we'll see how it goes. Ghost Recon is definitely one of my favorite franchises, so I try to keep some hope alive. But this next Ghost Recon game will be a good one, and ultimately I hope for the best for us Ghost Recon fans. But I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on what you have heard, what you've seen. Are you excited? Are you nervous? Do you think it'll be good? What do you think about first-person perspective versus third-person, mil-sim versus more arcadey, that kind of thing? If you're looking forward to a more tactical game, what sorts of things will make it tactical for you? Any and all feelings, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to talk about it with you. Thank you so much for watching this video and for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video or if you learned something, if you enjoyed this video at all, please drop a like to help spread it to more eyes and ears. It is very much appreciated. If you're watching this video, odds are you're not subscribed, so make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss any upcoming content. Thank you again for watching, and as always, good hunting. If you enjoy Ghost Recon content and you want to see some of my other Ghost Recon videos, go ahead and select one here. Come on, do it. I know you want to. It's just right there. Just click it.